Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and if this is your first time here, you're welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe and please turn on the bell as well. Thank you. So in my last update about Jodha and AKBAR, Jodha had a second dream of insect again, and she pleaded with Jalal to repent, but Jalal refused until the dream comes to pass. That was the last update. Let's continue from there. Salima orders the royal kitchen cook that Jalal has ordered them to make food for the whole of Agra in the royal kitchen because of the insect. A voiceover says that after Jalal ordered the royal kitchen cook, the royal kitchen people started to make the food for the poor people. In the royal kitchen, the insect started to come in, and later, the people were given the food from the royal palace, and they were sitting in lines eating, and soon they started feeling jittery, and they says that the food have poison, and all the people get ill eating the food. Barbara finds insects running in the food, and Barbara says that how did the insect came to the food. Barbara tells everything to Jalal that after the people eat the royal food, then many people became sick because the insect entered the food and poisoned the food. Jalal says that, but how can the insect reach the royal kitchen? Salima says that the royal kitchen was under her and she doesn't know from where the insect came, and when she checked, nothing was in the kitchen. Jalal shouted that he is asking the same thing, that how did the incident happen? Shah says that the insect has already spread in the whole city and the people were not able to even eat, and Jalal was worried. Mirza's messenger tells Mirza that Jalal and Maan had a great fight, and Jalal even raised his hand against Maan, and Jalal and Maan are not in good terms and they are against each other. Mirza says that so Maan was right and so they should bring Maan to him. Anarkali meets the dance bar manager, and the manager tells Anarkali that the dance bar is not getting any help from the royal palace after the storm. The manager says that she has even heard it, that Salim has ordered that no one should help the dance bar at all. Anarkali says that she will see to the matter and she leaves. Salim says to Ada that they have to serve each and every one of the people. Ada says that the work will be done in 2 to 3 days. Salim shouted that they don't have enough time and they have to serve the people fast. Anarkali comes to the palace, but Ada stops Anarkali and asks that why was Anarkali there. Anarkali says that she got to know that the royal palace is not helping the dance bar and the people that were there, and she wants to ask Salim why he did that, and Ada thinks that Anarkali should not meet Salim. Ada says to Anarkali that he doesn't know why Salim is doing this, but he will talk to him. Ada comes to Salim and says that someone has come to meet Salim, but Salim says that he doesn't have time to meet anyone and Salim leaves. Ada comes to Anarkali and says that Salim has refused to meet Anarkali, and maybe Salim doesn't want to meet a dancer and he cannot do anything about that, and Anarkali leaves sadly. Salim comes to Ada and says that sorry for shouting at him, so Ada should go and work and see to it that all the poor people get food and clothes. Mirza says to Maan saying that he got to know that Maan and Jalal had a great fight, and now Jalal cannot be with anyone, and as Maan has said that enemy's enemy is a friend, so he wants to raise a friendly hand towards Maan, and Maan says that he accepts Mirza's offer, and he asks Mirza what is the plan. Mirza tells Maan the plan, which was muted, and Maan says that is right, and they would attack Jalal and Jalal would not be able to fight them back. Shah says to Jalal that the insect is not letting the people to eat anything, and also the insect are biting the people. Jalal asks if any of the ministers have solution for the problem, and one minister says that they can control the insect fair fire, and Shah says that so the minister is trying to say that the crops in which the insect are residing, then they should burn all the crops. Barbara says that this is wrong because the crops are the hard work of the farmers and they cannot burn it. Jalal says that the crops can be re-established again, but human life cannot be brought back, so he ordered them to burn the crops and kill all the insects, and Jalal leaves. Shah smacks to the minister who presented the idea of burning the crops because they all joined together to fool Jalal. Anarkali brings some food to the dance bar, and Anarkali says that the food was sent to her house from the royal palace. The manager asks Anarkali that did Salim agree to help Anarkali, but Anarkali says that she couldn't meet Salim. Anarkali says that it is Salim's wish not to help them, but she would help the people as much as she can. Jodha says to Jalal that do Jalal think that it is right to burn the farmers' crops, because for the farmers, their crops are like their children because they grow the crops throughout the whole year. Jalal says that he has taken the decision after thinking thoroughly and he have no other way, and Jodha should tell him if there is any other solution. Jodha says that Jalal is right and they don't have any other way, but Jalal can talk to the farmers first before doing this. Jalal says that he is like the farmer's father and he understands that the crop are like the children to the farmers, but the farmers would understand his decision. Jodha says that Jalal should still talk to the farmers, but Jalal says that Jodha should not worry because nobody would go against him because they would all understand that he did this for them. The crops was put on fire and Jalal and Jodha comes to see the city in fire, and Jalal says that it was a difficult decision to take. Barbara says that he got the news that the insect has surrounded the other places as well. Shah says that the states that are under the Mughal Sultanate are the only states that have the insect, while the other states are peaceful. Jodha thinks that how will she make Jalal understand that God is angry with them? Jalal says that he has never thought in his life that his sultanate will be burnt like this in front of his eyes. The farmers tells the soldiers that they should not do this because the crops are like their life and they have worked hard to grow the crops. The soldier says that Jalal has ordered them to do it so that they can kill the insect, and the people started fighting with the soldiers. Some priest says to the royal priest that Jalal is wrong and Jalal is living a lavish life, but Jalal ordered the soldier to burn down the crops of the people who are suffering from the storm after the effect. The priest says that Jalal has become the god of the people and Jalal doesn't even think about the people before taking any decision, and the royal priest have to talk to Jalal because the royal priest supported Jalal when he was publishing the coins and the royal priest remained silent. Some people comes to the palace and they started chanting against Jalal. Jalal asks Barbara what is the matter. Barbara says that the people are angry that Jalal did not even take their consent before burning their crops. Jalal says that do the people not know that he did this for their good, so he would go and address them. Jodha comes there and says that Jalal should not go to the public right now because the people were really angry with Jalal and they would not listen to anything that Jalal would say, and it can be dangerous for Jalal's life. Jalal says no, he have to go to the people and he have to tell them that they are like his children and he took this decision for their good, and he would go and address them because they are his children and they would understand him, and Jalal leaves. The people started chanting against Jalal and Jalal was shocked to see the people protesting against him. Amida says that she has never seen the people so angry before and what would they do now? Jodha says that what if the people get out of control? Salima says that Jalal should have not become so emotional and Jalal should have sent his representative to the people. Jalal says to the people that he is their master and he knows that they are angry, but he took the decision of burning their crops for their own good. The people says no, their king has become lusty and their king has made his people suffer. Someone throws dagger at Jalal and Jalal's soldiers were about to attack the people. Jalal stops the soldier and says that nobody would come in between him and his people, and Jalal says that if anybody wants to fight with him, then the person should come in front of him, and why throwing things at him anonymously? And after all, everything he did was for the good of the people. A man says that Jalal live a lavish life in the palace, and Jalal calls himself God, so they cannot listen to Jalal. Jalal says yes, he called himself God because the people called him the shadow of God, and they only want the good of the people. But the people says no, they are not going to listen to Jalal. Barbara says that the people are very angry, so Jalal should let them go from there, and Barbara takes Jalal away from there. Jalal was being treated by the doctor for the wound that he got because of the dagger that was thrown at him. But Jalal suddenly says that they should let him go because his people want his help. Salima says that which people? Is it the same people who are giving Jalal wounds? Jalal says that this can happen, but he is still their father, and he have to work upon many things. Jodha says that Jalal have to take some rest, and Jalal need to get fine first to work. Jodha says that if Jalal is worried for the work, then she will take the responsibility of everything. Amira asks Jalal to take some rest and they leave. Jodha asks Jalal not to worry, and Jalal says that how can he not worry when his people thinks that he has become lusty and he has become egoistic. Jodha caresses Jalal's face and says that the good thing is that bad time doesn't stay for long, so Jalal should be calm because the time would pass soon. Jalal asks Salim about the poor people, and Salim says that they are working for them, but there are many people that need help. Barbara says that the export that was coming to India, the ship has drowned in the water. Murad says that their soldiers were being subjected to threat, and Jalal says that they should call for the export. Barbara says that there is a storm on the sea and nobody is ready to go on the ship, and if Jalal wants, then he can go. Jalal says that no, because Barbara is needed here in the palace. Salim says that he will go because as the heir, it is his duty to help the people. Shah says that but it is very dangerous because there is storm on the sea and the ship can drown. Salim says that he cannot let his people die like this and he will take the other route of the sea, but he won't leave his people alone. Jalal says that he is proud of Salim, and Jalal asks Barbara to send the strong soldiers with Salim, and Jalal says that he is sure that Salim will return after winning and bring back the export. Kutub says to Salim that why is Salim not letting him go with him? Salim says that because he only trusted Kutub, and only Kutub can take up his responsibilities in the palace, and he have to work for his people, and so Kutub should see to the things of the palace. Jodha comes to Salim and says that Salim is going on the sea journey. Salim says that Jodha should not stop him as a mother because he is going for his people. Jodha says that when did she say that Salim should not go, and she just wants to make Salim take outie before going, and she is proud of Salim. Amira comes there and says that everyone is proud of Salim, and Rukaya says that Salim should take care of himself and Salim should come back after winning. Salim says that with all their prayers, then he would only return after bringing food for his people, and Salim thinks to meet an Alkali before going. Mirza says to Maan that he has many soldiers to attack Jalal, and also the people are going against Jalal, so it would work in their favor. Sharifudeen comes there and Maan was shocked seeing Sharifudeen. Mirza greets Sharifudeen and asks him, and Sharifudeen gets angry seeing Maan. Sharifudeen says to Mirza that Maan is a lawyer of Jalal and he will not spare him. Mirza says that Maan is now with them, but Sharifudeen says that Maan can never betray Jalal. Mirza then tells Sharifudeen everything that happens to Maan. Sharifudeen says that he still cannot believe because Jalal cannot make Maan go away from him like that. But since Jalal has done this, then Jalal's bad time has started, because now the three of them will destroy Jalal. Sharifudeen says to Maan that now Maan would also be loyal to them. Mirza says to Sharifudeen that Sharifudeen's loyal person has become very close to Jalal nowadays, so he is the one sending report of the palace to them. Sharifudeen says to Maan that Shah is also part of them, and Shah is the one telling them everything about Jalal. Salim comes to meet Anarkali, and Anarkali looks at Zil and then says to the maid that the maid should tell Salim that she doesn't want to meet him. Zil stops the maid and says to Anarkali that what is all this? Anarkali says that she went to meet Salim to ask for his help, but Salim refused to meet her. Zil says that they are Salim's worker, and Anarkali says that then she is denying to meet her master. Zil says that she will talk to Salim, and Zil comes to Salim outside. Salim says that he wants to meet Anarkali, but Zil lied to Salim that Anarkali is sick. Salim asks that what happened to Anarkali and should he call the doctor, but Zil says no because Anarkali will be fine. Salim asks that can he meet Anarkali, but Zil says sorry because Anarkali is sleeping. Salim says okay, Zil should tell Anarkali to take care, and Zil nods and leaves, and Salim thinks that he just wants to see Anarkali once. Jodha does Salim's outie, and Salim touches Jodha's feet, and Salim goes to Jalal and says that Jalal should bless him to finish his work. Jalal says that Salim should return after winning, and Salim says yes, and he hugs Jalal, and he greets everyone, and Salim leaves from there. Jodha was praying in her room, and Jalal comes there and says that Jodha should not cry, and Jodha should be proud that her son took such a great decision for the betterment of the people. Jodha says that but she is a mother, so she is worried about her son. Jalal says that but he is also Salim's father, so Jodha should not worry because Salim would win. And Jalal wipes Jodha's tears and asks her to sleep. Jodha asks Jalal to also take some rest, but Jalal says that when his people get peace, only then will he be able to sleep peacefully, and Jalal leaves. Jalal comes to the market and Jalal finds the crops burning and the people's dead bodies, and Jalal was sad and alone, and it turns out to be Jodha's another nightmare. Jodha wakes up and she says that one more bad dream, and Jodha says that what is the message behind these dreams, and she will talk to Jalal. But then Jodha thinks that Jalal is already in tension, so she cannot tell him all this now, so she have to do something. But before then, she have to understand the meaning of these dreams, and she have to help Jalal so that the dreams will not come to pass again. Jalal comes to the court, and Murad asks that how is Jalal's health. Jalal says that they have many other matters to discuss, so they should forget about his health. Jalal asks that what is the statistics of the burnt house, and the minister says that many houses were burnt, and Jalal says okay, they should help them. Barbara says that there are many bad news from everywhere, and the enemies are attacking. Shah says that they can fight with the enemies, but how would they fight with the insects? Because the people need medicines and prayers. Jalal says that he has prepared for the people's medicines and he has asked the great doctors to help the people. The priest says that the people also need prayers, so Jalal should go to Ajmer's shrine to pray. Jalal says that the people are suffering and the priest wants him to leave the palace and go on a journey, but no, he cannot leave the palace. Barbara says that Jalal is also sick, so Jalal cannot go anywhere. Amida says that the king may not be able to go, but Mariam Makani can go, so she would go to Ajmer and Jalal nods. Jalal was in his room and the spiritual soul, that is the kid, says to Jalal that what is Jalal thinking about. The spiritual kid says that Jalal forgot him, so he had to come to Jalal. Jalal asks that where is the kid? The kid says that he is in Jalal's heart and he is the voice of Jalal's heart, so Jalal should listen to him because the next 3 months are very important for Jalal. So Jalal should not take wrong decisions and Jalal should not take the causes of the people. Jalal calls the soldiers and says that someone has come to his room, so the soldiers should find him. Jodha comes there and asks that what happened. Jalal says that someone has come to his room and he has listened to the person's voice earlier too. And here, the person is the same kid who misbehaved with him during the storm. Jodha remembered how the priest said to her that the kid is a spiritual soul sent from God to help Jalal. Jalal says that how dare the kid come to his room, and Jalal gets jittery and he falls on the ground unconscious, and Jodha was shocked. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching till the end, and if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment, and please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye guys.